All right, so I think what we're doing today. Well, I know what we're doing today, but I like to say I think. Just leave a bit of
No, that's okay.
uncertainty. Like we may change it on the spot.
Yeah, a little
Oh
lacking in
well.
confidence.
No,
It's
no.
okay.
What we'll do is what we are doing. Jaws. Going to talk about Sean's favorite film. So this is the next two episodes are going to be us trying to convince each other that our film, not that our film is better, but that try and make us hyped to
No.
watch the film. Well, you explain it
Because
that
I
was
haven't seen
terrible.
your favourite film, which I won't say.
No, we can say my favorite. My favorite film is Annie Hall.
Okay,
Woody Allen. So watch that for next week,
Yeah.
people.
So
All three. I think I've got three fans now.
but I haven't seen that yet. So you're trying to sell me that
Well, you're gonna have to watch it before
to
then.
watch it.
Yeah, well, we're doing that for next week. That's
But-
next week. Yeah.
With Jaws, you've already seen it, but
I've seen
I'm gonna try and
Jaws.
convince you that it is
I'm-
better than maybe what you first thought of. Like if it was.
Well,
cool.
if it's your favorite film, you're saying it's like the number one. It's the
Yeah,
best
well,
film.
I've got
So
nothing
you
negative
need-
to say about it. Only positives.
Yeah,
But I'm going to try and get you, at least convince you that
yeah,
you might want to watch it again.
yeah. I want you to get me.
When you first watched it, you might.
I'm going to tell you next week if I watched it tomorrow, based on your
Okay.
salesmanship.
Yeah.
Because we got actually this is a good way to start. Do you remember? You know how we talked. You know we did Book of Mormon.
Yes.
Our friend Chris G didn't come.
he did
And do you know
not
what?
come.
Do you know why he didn't come?
Why?
Did he tell you?
No.
He told me.
Why?
He said it's because you're a shit salesman.
Really?
You're a bad salesman.
Oh,
He's like,
there you go.
He was like, I didn't go purpose just because Sean was bad at selling me the idea of the play.
Well, he doesn't like South Park anyway. So
What?
He doesn't like South Park anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
So
you could have sold him on it.
Wasted. It's wasted tickets.
So you're saying it's his fault?
Yes.
Because he said it's your fault. He said I could have gone to the Book
But
of
I
Mormon,
still
but I
got six
didn't.
other people to come anyway, so I'm fine with that.
You did, but
6-1 people. That's a good ratio in business. Like I sold 6 tickets for them for the Trey Matt.
we have a group of 12.
Trey Matt,
You should at least get
thank
10.
you. But tickets were expensive as well. $120. $10 is a big ask for this group of people.
Yeah,
So 120 is pretty good. That's 10. That's 12 nights out somewhere.
you make a point.
I do make a point because I'm a good salesman. So
Oh, well, there we're gonna see that today. We're gonna see it in action.
No, well, you've already seen Jaws. You've obviously got your own opinion on it. I mean, I don't know
I
how
enjoyed
high it ranks up on your list.
Well, let me give you a background of where I'm at with Jaws.
All right.
quickly,
You
and then you
start-
can sell me
yeah,
on it.
go
So
for it.
I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times. Last time I saw it properly, like fully all the way through, was in year 8, so 2006.
what was
So
the
11
occasion?
years
What was
ago.
the occasion?
It was like we were at the end. It was in science class, and we had a really like chill teacher, Mr. Fay. Shout out to
Yep,
Mr. Fay.
yep.
My favorite redhead of all time. Oh, he's up there. He's in the top.
Yeah, of
15.
course.
But yeah, so it was like that time of the year. It was like at the end of the year, and you've got like no work left, so you're just slacking off. You know those classes. where
Yeah,
it's like,
you've done the schoolwork. You've done all these
yeah,
the
it's like
assessments.
Yeah, and it was in that week. I think it was in the week where you know when no one shows up, like it's like literally at the
Yeah.
end, and there was like 2 or 3 of us that showed up to class.
Wow.
So he's like, let's just watch a film, and he had like I think he had Jaws and he had something else. I can't remember what it was,
Jaws was the obvious.
but it was
pick,
Jaws. We picked
Yeah.
Jaws.
Good.
He was like, we're gonna watch Jaws or Gattaca. I think it was something like that
Oh.
because you know like they have their
Well,
science
I think we've
films.
seen enough Gattaca.
Yeah,
throughout
Gattaca.
high
For some
school.
reason, they're obsessed with Gattaca.
Oh, I've seen that movie about 5-6 times
Yeah, a lot of Gattaca.
in about 3
We
months.
should do Gattaca.
We shouldn't. Because
All
I've seen
right.
it.
Well, let's take a vote.
But I can't say that because I do want to do eventually the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
But again, I've seen that a lot in
Yeah.
high school. We did that for year 10 English, I think.
Yeah.
So that's another movie I've seen over 3 months, maybe 6 times.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. But so that's where I'm with Jaws. So
Yeah.
I've seen Jaws, but it's been a while.
Okay.
So I need a refresher.
This isn't. I wouldn't say this is even a selling point. Like I'm not trying to sell you this film. I don't care about Jaws. It came out. It came out 40 years ago.
So it's
It's
verified.
more. I guess it's more of a personal podcast of why I think it's my favorite. But
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna
sharing
back
us.
up my
You're
statements.
sharing us your why you love it.
Yeah.
Because we've done now. I mean, it's been. This is ep 7, so you know you've complained a lot. We've had some positives.
It's time for some positive. It's time for
know,
an all positive
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. We want to. We don't. It doesn't want to just be a podcast about complaining.
Yes.
It's got to be a. You know, we'll go back to complaining soon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll go back.
This is the happy time.
Yeah.
This is the safe era, and then we'll go back to
Yeah,
the complaints
that's right.
and the anger. So,
I'm ready for anger,
Just a quick rundown on Jaws for those
Okay.
who haven't seen it.
which is probably I don't know.
If you're under the age of 15, maybe.
You could have seen it.
Jaws was made in 1975,
Yes.
directed by Steven Spielberg.
Okay, heard of him.
The novel by Peter Benchley, I believe.
Okay,
I hope that's correct.
I'll accept it.
Peter Bentley?
I'll
Peter
accept
Bentley? Peter Benchley.
Okay.
So he wrote a novel about Jaws.
Yeah.
I've read the novel.
Is the novel called Jaws?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the book's pretty good. It talks more about as I said before, we were having the off-poddy discussion.
An off-pod.
An off-pod.
It's like we talk more on this now than in real life.
That's true.
It's kind of sad.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I barely know you anymore.
Oh, there's not much to know.
It talks about the town's economy, because the main sort of factor in it is the president, or the mayor of the island that they live on, Amity Island. In their summer years, because it's a beach island, that's where they make all their money.
Yes.
So that money covers businesses and homes and families for the year.
Yes.
Until next summer. So
it's a tourist town.
It's a tourist town.
Okay.
So it lives off tourism.
Yeah.
Sort of like Tasmania, I guess. So, because that's like a little island.
That hurt me. I was taking a sip from my glass and chipped my teeth.
We'll hear that.
That was very
Up
funny.
close and personal.
It's like Tasmania.
So, the
Wow.
book really talks about the economy and why they need a little bit more. Whereas in the movie, it's the mayor comes off a little bit sort of greedy and selfish in a way.
Yeah.
But in the book, he actually has a debt owing, I believe, with like the mafia or something. He's got something, so he needs that money. That's why he's so...
So he has personal reasons.
Personal reasons. In the film, they don't touch on that at all.
Okay.
They just say, we need the money.
Yeah.
It's our only season, which is fair enough. And, like, the mayor doesn't see the shark attacks occur. It's all sort of... It's just coming from Chief Brody, who is played by, of course, Roy Schneider. So we get to our first character.
Yeah.
And I'll just go through the characters one by one.
I'm ready. I'm ready to hear about it.
Okay. Well, I've dribbled on it long enough, obviously.
No, it's good for it's good for background because I don't remember most of what you're saying.
Well,
I haven't read the book. I definitely haven't read the book.
Even in the book as well, which I'll get into later, there's a lot more romance affairs.
Ooh.
So
it's like Days of Our Lives underwater.
A little bit, but not.
Ooh.
But above water, like they're not underwater.
Well, it's in town. Well, that's the thing. Can you tell me just why that the whole film could have been avoided if no one went in the water?
Well, okay. You see, that's the thing. They could have closed the beaches.
Yeah.
Let's ignore the fact, business-wise, they need the money.
Yeah.
You're also dealing, because a fisherman called Quinn comes along, played by Robert Shaw, of course, one of my favourite actors of all time.
Yeah.
He comes to them and sells himself to catch the shark. So they don't go to him and say...
He's like Han Solo.
A little bit. They don't go to him and ask him to catch the fish.
Yeah.
They could have just been like, all right, let's just ask no fishermen. That's probably like the 40% of the jobs that go on a little island. Mm-hmm. He came to him, made his little proposal. They kind of ignored it for a little bit. Then the attacks kept on coming, so they went back to Quinn and they said, now we need you.
Yeah.
So I think even if they were to close off the beaches, just the allure of catching a huge great white shark.
Yeah.
As what happens in the movie, 50 or so, hundreds or so fishermen go out and they catch this shark.
Oh, you ruined it.
And of course...
You just spoiled it.
No, they don't. Sorry, they don't capture it. They do capture a shark.
But not Jaws.
It's not Jaws. It's a 4-year-old film. I'm allowed to do spoilers. I'm selling it. I'm selling
it's true.
I'm selling it.
It is true.
So
you should have seen it
I think
by now.
Then that's the whole thing about why I love the movie so much, is it because it has that great kind of... There's 20 minutes or so where it's just like this chase film. So hundreds of people are going out to find this shark, and they end up failing, of course, because we need a climax. But like,
I love the climax.
You couldn't just close off the water because that's where the villain is. And fishermen would go out there anyway. It's a fishing island.
Yeah.
So that's why they couldn't just shut off the beach. And people are going to go down there anyway.
Yeah.
It's a power struggle between the chief and the mayor.
Okay, so it's kind of like a political thriller as well. There's like that it could be they could have just really just closed down the beach and everyone could have been safe.
The chief is going for sort of the people's point of view in a different way, though, for their health and safety. At that point where the mayor is saying that,
because that's the police's job
in the long
public safety,
long term. So I guess that's sort of how it works in real life a little bit.
Yeah,
police are just sort of in the now. I don't know how
Are you
police
going to be?
work.
Are you going to
but
become a police officer? Is
I'm
this
thinking
true?
about it. I'm thinking about it. I'll definitely go by Chief
This
Brody's.
This is like
This is very
maybe
in-depth.
Jaws planted the seed in your brain back when you were a little boy.
maybe.
When did you first watch Jaws?
I would say early high school, so 13
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Oh, so not like a
14.
little kid, but like
I actually
your brain
saw
was still forming.
Jaws: The Revenge
Yeah. Oh, really? Before.
before.
Oh, wow.
because I remember seeing it on a big chunky VH tape in Video Easy or Blockbuster. And
Oh, those were the days.
I love the covers of the Jaw films. They're all,
the Jaw films. Yeah.
Jaws films. They're all awesome.
They do. They're very blue. The
hand-drawn.
red Jaws.
It's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So I rented it and I love this film. And I always
Yeah.
watched Jaws: The Revenge more than the first one. Actually,
That's
originally
weird.
I liked the Revenge.
And that's Jaws 4.
More
That's for
than
those
Jaws.
playing at home. That's Jaws 4. We may do a separate podcast just on that because we watched that half of it today.
And it was awful, but it brought back
Yeah.
a lot of memories. It's really hard to
It's a
speak.
nostalgia. It's weird because it's like a bad film, but it has nostalgia value. So you feel conflicted
Yeah.
on
It's
the
very-
inside because you're like,
That's
I
true
like this.
confliction.
I used to love this, and now I'm watching it
And now
as
I
an
hate
adult,
it.
going, this
As
is a terrible film.
Yeah, but I have enough heart there to at least try and
Yeah.
defend it later on
Yeah.
down the track. It's very hard to speak about all these films because they're all called Jaws.
Yeah,
So I'm constantly going back between Jaws: The Revenge, Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3D,
Jaws 19.
Jaws 19.
That came out in 2015. What
There
a,
you
what
go.
a film!
They skipped a lot, but
Back to the Future reference. Yet another app to riff on our podcast.
good segue.
What
So
can
Jaws:
you
The
say?
Revenge I originally liked more than Jaws 1.
Okay,
Now
that's an
But
interesting
now
fact.
there's the flip. You see, emotionally I was never there for Jaws, but now logically as an adult I like that more
because it's a much better
because there's
film.
less flaws,
Yeah.
and then Jaws: The Revenge.
Jaws flaws.
Logically, Jaws flaws. We can call this podcast Jaws
Jaws
flaws.
and flaws.
Now
Jaws
the
and no
Revenge
flaws.
goes to the back burner
Yeah.
because I know it's crap, but
Yep. But and
I
that
grew up
wasn't
with it. I grew up with it.
that wasn't in the flop office either. That actually made quite a bit of money. Jaws 4. It made almost double its budget
yeah.
according to Wiki.
yeah, when your budget's to
20 million. or
20
something.
million, it's
Yeah,
not that
20.
good, but
But that's quite a bit.
yeah,
20 million in the 80s.
They got paid. They never made a
They
movie
got,
again.
they got laid. They got paid.
They're all right. Michael Caine did all right.
Yeah, he got out without a scar. All right.
So you sort of, do you want to ask the questions and then I just kind of peter off, or
Well, I like that. I like the way we're going. So you've basically given an overview of the film, like a really general picture.
yeah?
But I want you to go through, like, let's go through the characters. Tell
Okay.
me about how you liked them.
I've written
But
the
also, I
notes
want you to
here.
go through the film as well. Like, I need to know why it's the best, your favorite film.
Okay.
Especially now that we got the revelation that you actually like Jaws 4
I think
more.
I think the best way of doing it is just blurting out the first thing that I really like about it. I like that it's a boys' adventure film.
Okay.
There's one scene. Okay, before I say that, sorry, I like
Yeah.
films like Stand by Me,
Yep.
E.T., even what was that film? Super 7. What was that movie? Super 11. What was that film? Super 8. Super 8.
Yeah.
Ah, there
You
go.
got to the right number.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I've learned now. I just let you go, and you'll eventually find.
Yeah,
the answer.
I'll eventually. It's been a while since I've watched that film, but I like adventures based in the 70s and 80s with
Yeah.
a young crew of people. Obviously, Jaws, it's about more mature men, but I like those films where it's just a bunch
Mature
of
men.
guys on an adventure. So
Yeah.
there's one shot in the film that really made me sort of come to terms with this, is when they're going out for the shark for the first time. They've just
Yeah.
loaded up the orca, the boat. They're
The
going
boat's
out-
called the Orca.
Orca, yep.
Oh my god.
Going out into the bay, and there's a kind of a zoom in shot through a broken piece of glass,
Yeah.
and that one shot just changed the way I thought about the film. It's just
Okay.
it looked
Very good.
just even let's step away from what's outside the building. Let's go back inside. So I like old, like personally myself, I like old barns. I like old factories. I like seaside like harbors and all that. I like all that.
Okay.
No, this is just you got to
I don't
set
know
the
what you're
atmosphere
going with,
because
but-
the scene has just come from this nice
But are you saying you like that as a person?
this nice set. Yes. Well, this movie's personal.
Yeah. Okay. You like old barns.
No, not old barns, but I like a well propped setting, and so Quint's workshop. Quinn's
Quinn's.
Quinn's
Quinns.
workshop.
Yes.
He cleans jaws of sharks. Hangs them on his wall everywhere. It's very rustic. It's very
pun.
It reminds me of my grandfather's garage.
Okay, so there's personal meaning. Personal meaning. Yeah.
So that broken little glass. Mm-hmm. I just think to myself, even the smallest part, like why is there a hole in the glass? Like
true.
Like the dirtiness. Like I love it, and it just goes out of this well-defined little workshop into the open bay, and you can see them traveling out into this the blue yonder.
I like blue yonder.
So it's just a personal, well-constructed shot that really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And that signifies why I like The Boys. Don't do that. You're taking a deep breath. You look exhausted.
No, I'm breathing. Right. As I said, I'm breathing.
It's really just in
this
case,
happened in another episode. You were like,
because I roll whenever you say something.
You do. I roll.
And you
sometimes.
you go.
No, but I sigh just from breath.
It is very hot in here.
It is. It's stuffy. We are in. Well, you think about it. We're in the peak of summer right now in Australia.
In Nathan's bedroom.
In my bedroom.
So he seems to go from bedroom to bedroom.
Well, it's just how it is.
It's personal.
We're still working on the studio.
It's personal.
Trying to get the studio.
We've just signed the contracts. So, yeah, The Boys Adventure I love because it's 3 great actors going out hunting a shark. Now, I have a real thing for sharks. I love the ocean, even though I'm terrified of it though, but I just love the animal itself. I love video games with sharks in them. I've got some sort of great interest. Like I've never wanted to study them, but I always enjoy seeing them in films or video games. So to have Roy Schneider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw all on a boat hunting a shark.
Yeah.
That's where the characters and just the personal love for that kind of story come together.
Okay.
Because in Stand By Me, it's a little bit like that. They go on a big trip looking for a dead body. And I mean, the characters are very likable. But it doesn't have that...
Another film we study in school a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We actually watched Stand By Me.
I remember they were like, it's like the crossing the bridge with the train is like crossing into
like they're good actors, they're good actors, but now
Symbolism.
Viewing Jaws at an older age, I don't take them as seriously though, because I'm not a kid anymore. But the older, more wise veteran actors, I look up to a lot more.
Yeah.
So back then, Stand By Me would have been a bit more of a kids' adventure movie. I would have liked it a lot more in that sense, but now we're looking at it at an older age. Yeah. So now I'm connected with these guys on The Boys Adventure.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main idea I like about it.
Yeah.
It's one shark terrorizing. The chief, the scientist, and the veteran fisherman go out and try and kill it. It's a great premise.
It is.
There's nothing holding it back.
It's pretty straightforward, and that's like because that's part of why it was like the first blockbuster film.
Yes.
Where it changed the way movies are like marketed and sold and stuff. That you can
have a massive film first summer popcorn big hit.
Yeah, that's it. And it was the highest grossing film of all time for 2 years till Star Wars.
There you go.
Star Wars
came
and just went,
the battle. We should do a battle of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
Well,
okay. I'll just do that myself then.
Yeah, just do that in your own time.
My own time.
Your own little corner.
My own little potty.
Yeah.
Sean's pod.
Sean.
But that's the main personal theme that I've got about it.
Okay.
Let's go away from my own personal thoughts about it.
Yeah.
The Boys Adventure. Let's go into the look of the film and the way it's written. I love...
And the structure and all that.
And the structure, all the nitty and gritty, all the paperwork stuff.
Yeah.
I like films that are set in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
For some reason, I think
it's
a good time.
You're a very 70s guy. Like our friend Chris G, we mentioned, he would have thrived in the 80s. He's very 80s kind of guy.
I would have thrived.
I'm probably a more 90s kind of guy.
70s.
I'm more of a 90s guy.
Yeah, you're more business and creative, so you would have probably gone.
Like the 90s, like I'm the grunge and The Matrix is one of my favorite.
Or even
films.
grunge, like music.
I think most of my favorite films are in the 90s, like Lion King, Toy Story.
Yeah, you would have worked for a more younger Donald.
But you're more 70s, like. Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing ridiculously short shorts and a Hawaiian shirt.
And
I'm basically...
you insisted we did this Freddy podcast 2 years before the film comes out or whatever. So.
That's going to be a hit one day. Believe me.
Okay.
I'm going to be able to refer back to that in 2 years and be like...
We're not releasing it yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving it.
But I'm already dressed to go to Amity Island.
You're dressed to kill, yeah.
I'm dressed to kill a shark.
Yeah.
But going back to how it's written, I love the setting. I know, like, at the time... it was filmed in 1974, 1975. Yeah. So yes, of course, it's going to be based in the 70s. But even Super 8, I like films that are set in that 60s, 70s era.
You like that era. Do you think, why do you think that is? Is it just because it was like a simpler time?
I think because...
The lifestyle back then?
I grew up with those George Lucas and Steven Spielberg films when
so
I was growing up.
Well,
exactly.
We grew up together,
but I guess I took them in more on a personal level. And that's why I connect with it a lot more. So if Super 8 was filmed in a modern setting, I would have liked it less. Because it would have been all on my phone. It's got less aesthetic. It's less, got that vintage Super 8. It's I like things that are a lot more vintage. I like the simpler stuff. Like Stranger Things, the Netflix show.
I'm yet to see that, so don't spoil it.
Good show.
There's just too much to watch. I'm like, I'm getting overwhelmed.
But
70s
stuff, going back to 70s and 80s, it's now a thing.
Isn't there a twist to Stranger Things? It's a prequel to Ghostbusters.
No. What?
Oh wow,
you're silly.
Did I just saw a meme. Is that a joke? That's a joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
But no. Sorry. So I like the setting.
Yeah.
I like the beach. I like little coastal towns altogether.
Yeah. Is that where you want to retire?
I want to retire to the Bahamas. And
so you can
live
go
on a
find
little
Jaws.
coastal town. So I can find the rubber Jaws floating out in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
But again, the setting is fine. I love policemen. I mean, do
you like the village people? You could settle down with a lovely policeman.
I'd love to see the village people on a boat.
Jaws.
Singing in
There's
the Navy.
Jaws 5.
The village people come back together.
It's a village
they're
people
all
concert.
old, but they're in the same...
They're washed up. They're on a cruise ship performing every night. The village people.
Like they're really sweaty, like in the
village people in
Navy.
concert.
It's like, we can redeem ourselves. And like the Indian guy dies.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like the guy with the mustache jumps on the shark. It's like, stop.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and then so the role as well. Like I've always looked up to policemen. It's a good role. It's a good job.
But there's
I respect the career, so I respect the person playing that chief. Like,
aren't you one of the guys who always says pigs?
No, not at all.
Like all the time.
That's a lie.
Oh, okay.
No, that's someone else.
Okay.
You're thinking of that wasn't me.
The other Sean.
The other Sean.
The other Sean McMahon.
There's many Seans in the group.
The other Sean McMahon.
How can you confuse that with me?
Is that just a joke? You can say This is a place of open honesty. Open honesty.
It's not when you're applying for the role.
Well, I won't send this in.
Exactly.
I promise. But it's a joke. You're allowed to joke about that. Like I joke about psychologists as well. I'm gonna
make a psychology joke.
Well, like they call them shrinks. Yeah. That's like the nickname for psychologists.
Because they have small penises.
I think it's that's right. Yeah, because they get in the water and their genitalia shrinks. Okay. No, it's because they say they shrink your brain. Like they make you think.
Okay.
Like they narrow your thought. They're not there to help you. They're there to make you comply.
That's not really that funny. I've heard that one before.
No, it's not a joke. But like pigs is not that funny either.
Yeah, it's true.
But
anyway, so
you respect police. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to call
I think
you
if the
out.
local baker or the postman went out for a shark, it wouldn't be as entertaining.
Probably not.
I'm going in really deep about why I enjoy this film so much.
Yeah, well, that's what this is here for. This is
like a psychology.
We're trying to get to the
psychology.
We're trying to uncover the depths.
You're the
diving
right
deep.
Now. You're the shrink, and we're deep.
No, I'm the shark. I'm the shark. You're the lady at the start of the film, and I'm the shark dragging you deeper under. It's the depths of your consciousness.
That's
the depths of your consciousness.
Music as well. I'm just going to do a quick little part. John Williams.
Yep, brilliant.
I can just say the name, people will stand up and go, "Oh, John Williams." Okay.
Do you reckon how much money do you think he's got? Like he must be
millions.
It's
hundreds
insane.
of millions.
Yeah.
He's got numbers. He's got contacts as well. He can contact any guy.
Yeah, he could just call up Spielberg and be like, "Hey, Stevie,
I need another 20 mil."
I'm like, no, I got another film coming out. What about Jaws 20? Jaws 21. I got a new film, Jaws with Jaws with a village.
Did the BFG? Yeah.
Did he do BFG? Did he do the music?
Well, apparently there's an upcoming film with Tom Hanks. It's a World War II film.
Yeah.
With ships.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to make another 20 mil, John? I made it 25. It's okay. So
you've mentioned the BFG a lot of times. I feel like we should just do it just to get you, just to let you
first
let it
floppy.
out.
I think we should watch it together.
No, I think we said Warhorse. Oh, that might have made it. That might have not been a flop, but I didn't really enjoy it.
That's when the cut first opened.
That was 2011.
The bleeding started.
Well, directors, they have their time. They can't do it forever. Anyway.
Again, so
the music.
I'm just going to talk about the characters now. Because I'm trailing off too much about the small.
I'm happy to hear whatever you have to say.
So Roy Schnell's character, Martin Brody, the chief, does remind me of my dad a little bit.
Okay.
That's where the
Terry?
personal... Terry?
Terry.
We've mentioned Terry a lot on the
Protector,
on the show as well.
the Guardian.
The Guardian, everyday man, goes out there, gets it done.
Gets the job done.
He reminds me of my father a lot. There was actually a time where I watched the film. I didn't know he'd passed away. So
The actor.
Yeah.
Terry's still alive.
No. Oh, Roy
Well, you
Schneider.
said he. You're keeping it vague.
That's true.
Roy Schneider.
Roy Schneider. I thought he was still alive. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, man, he's a really good actor. Like, I really enjoyed him in Jaws 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Looked him on Wikipedia. Died.
When did he die?
Ooh, 2012, 2013?
Should we have a moment of silence? There we go.
Okay. So I looked it up, and he died a few months after I'd rekindled my love for Jaws. And I was sad.
That's kind of sad.
Actually sad.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
That falls into the police. Okay. He makes a good policeman, everyday man. These are just my notes. Family man,
Yeah.
the father figure, perfect character. Richard Dreyfuss plays Matt Hooper.
Okay.
I've gotten, for some reason, the first note I've got is human.
Human. He's a human.
I was in bed really tired, and I wrote these notes, and I wrote human as Richard Dreyfuss.
I think you need a nap.
Human. He is human though.
He is a human. Yeah. That's quite distinctive. Compared to all the other characters that aren't.
I like the connection between him and Brody. Brody's the more stern, rough, doesn't have the education about the sharks. Obviously, Matt's the more scrawny, educated. So Brody's the brawn.
Yeah.
Matt Hooper's the brain. In the book, I will say that actually Roy Schneider's wife actually falls in love with Richard Dreyfuss, or Matt Hooper, because Matt Hooper and his wife grew up with each other.
Yeah.
And there's actually a part in the film where they go to lunch with each other.
Yeah.
And while they're talking and laughing and flirting, the wife begins to imagine them doing stuff while driving.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually a really... I'll say it. I don't care. I'll say it.
You can say it. I'm not going to...
The line, I believe, is her vagina glistened and it was yawning open.
Oh, wow. You did need to do that action. I'm glad people can't see that.
Yawning open. And
yawning. You're yawning, but like
happens.
as a vaginal.
They never... I don't,
is that in the book?
I think they... No, yeah, in the book.
Yeah.
In the movie, they have...
Did she go to lunch with them?
Scenes.
Did she go to lunch with them?
No. Not at
well,
all.
they got to cut some subplots
That's
out.
true.
That's like,
you don't want to see the wife as this horrible person. Like, she's...
No, yeah. You got to, like, preserve some elements. Like, films have to... Because of the Hollywood system, they have to have that charm to them.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, wow, she's cheating.
And actually, Martin Brody grabs Matt Hooper and almost strangles him to death.
In the book?
In the book, yeah.
So he finds out.
Yeah.
So there's a whole...
It
is like Days of Your Lives at Sea.
Yeah, it was amazing.
In the book. Well,
I couldn't believe it, how different it was. I mean, it just... I wasn't expecting it from a Jaws film. It came out of nowhere.
But it wasn't in the film.
No, not at all. They did not touch on it at all.
Yeah, well, I think Spielberg, he's trying to keep the American dream alive, trying to keep the family together.
Classic wife, loving,
trying to keep the family together.
Very honest.
Yeah.
Very loyal.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spoil something big in the book. So if you haven't read the book, please pause or go read it.
It came out in 1974, so
Matt Hooper actually dies in the book.
Oh. Okay. How does he die?
He goes in the cage. Cage just rips right in and
the shark kills him.
Rips that little guy up. Yep.
Tears poor little hoopy.
He
hoopster.
He dies. He's out.
Little hoopster.
He's done.
Hoopster's dead.
Little hoopy.
Little hoop.
Shark went through the hoops
Hoopington.
and 80s Hooper.
Wow.
So yeah, again, Richard Dreyfuss, great actor. And now I'm going to come to my second favourite actor of all time.
Yeah.
Robert Shaw.
Ah.
So
all
Robert
the
Shaw,
R's. A lot of R actors. Do you reckon he just...
Richard Roy, wow.
Yeah, do you reckon he was like, sorry, your name's John, you're not in the film, so
well, R is
we'll call you back.
I don't know. I can't even make logic out of that. Maybe it's just going for a triple.
That's just a real... That's just
a hat trick.
The trifecta.
The trifecta. The R trifecta.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Oh, it's a little bit.
So Roy, or Quinn, or Robert Shaw, again, reminds me of my father. Terry sailed the seas once around Antarctica and around Papua New Guinea. Had the same kind of look. I wouldn't say Terry looks like Quinn, but he's got the same kind of gruff, experienced knowledge.
Yeah.
Knows how to tie ropes.
Yeah.
And he actually gives my favourite reading
Terry,
ever
your dad,
of
or
dialogue.
the character? I'm getting
Quinn.
confused.
Terry isn't in the movie.
I'm confused.
I'm making examples and,
Yeah, no, I
and
see
then
what you're
going
saying.
back
Okay,
to
we
Quinn.
got to specify what you're saying. You
Quinn-
can't just say
Quinn-
two things and then say he.
Quinn makes
Yeah.
the best reading ever.
Okay, what does he
Film.
say?
It's when they're drunk on the board and he's telling the story about the World War II, the bomb. Remember, he
Yeah.
was in the Navy and they dropped the bomb
Yeah.
and they're in the water for weeks.
Okay.
And the sharks were coming in, buying them one at a time. That is one of the that is the best bit of acting I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Like I can get every time I watch it, I get chills, and I believe that is acting. That is like if anyone asks me what is your favorite scene in a film or your acting,
Yeah.
I jump straight to Robert Shaw in Jaws. And actually, he was a very, very hard drinker,
Yeah.
and he was actually pissed while watching because
Okay.
they're all drinking anyway. But the director said, "Oh, have a few drinks to lighten the mood
Yeah,
up."
yeah. The director,
Robert
Spielberg.
Shaw keeps
Yeah.
drinking,
Oh wow.
so when he kept fumbling his lies, but
Yeah.
when he did this, he was very
Got-
drunk and completely nailed it. And
That's
that's
good.
the thing. You probably haven't seen the scene in a while, but I'll show you the scene after this
Okay.
potty. You'll be like, wow, that's
I'm ready for it.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It cuts deep. But yeah, I mean, overall, just looking into it, I think it just matches up with the setting that I like, the era
Yeah.
that I like, the boys' adventure,
Yeah.
and the whole premise of a shark. I like shark films, not so much today's shark films, but you know,
The shark films of yonder.
It's the perfect time to mix in
Yeah.
a shark film. I couldn't watch a shark film that was based in this time because there's too much technology these days that have a scanner and be like, oh yeah, Jaws over there.
That's true. Well, they could. They
Shoot
lost
a-
the plane.
shoot a
What about
missile.
MH17?
Shoot a missile.
That plane's lost.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think yeah. So it was a product of its time. What about the production problems that plagued the film?
Like getting the shark to work. And
Yeah, like do you think that helped? Is that part of why it's such a good film? Because I know Spielberg says that some of those problems that like they were already in production and they couldn't get the robot shark working, so they had to just like hide it.
Well, I think that's also good as well because they don't show Jaws a lot, which is great.
And that's-
unlike Jaws of
that's
Revenge,
why,
where you
yeah.
just see it plain open.
Yeah, and it looks like an
But
alien.
that's
It's
monster movie 101. You never show your monster at the beginning of the film,
Yeah.
nor do you show it until the
and
very
it's kind of like
ending.
porn as well. You never show your monster right at the
Exactly.
beginning. You let it come out slowly.
Wow. It slowly gets hard and then it comes out and does its deed. But in Jaws, you only see it for the one scene
I feel
that's
queasy.
properly above water. And when
Yeah.
you do see it, it's killing off one of the main characters.
Oh, I love a good kill off.
A bloody mess.
Yeah.
And that scared me. When Quinn's getting his... You can feel the crushing weight of the jaws
Yeah,
and it crushes him. And blood just spits out. You know, this red dye just goes...
yeah,
That's my spitting out blood noise.
yeah. Well,
I mean, I think it helped a lot.
that's because that's something audiences never really saw. And I think that's part of why Jaws was huge because back then there was like monster films were kind of like B films. They were never really.
Yeah.
It kind of made monster. Like try and name a monster film before that was like huge, except like Godzilla and King Kong and that kind of thing. But they were like 30s.
Dracula.
That was 30s.
Franks.
Yeah.
Probably...
Like the 60s, I guess they had The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby and things like that.
yeah, 50s.
But they were kind of more horror. It was really like you didn't really have the thriller kind of thing. You didn't have like that big.
And I liked that they didn't do the shark in CGI at all. I feel like CGI is good for Star Wars.
Well, they didn't really have CGI
Or-
that much CGI back then. It was like
It's
early.
like 2 years before Star Wars.
Yeah, but Star Wars did a lot of the revolution for that.
Miniatures,
Yeah.
ooh, puppets.
Ooh. I thought you nearly like switched off then like a robot.
Yeah, CGI wasn't really good. They could have done, I guess, miniatures.
It was probably one of the options of what they could have done. And
Yeah.
we're probably like thankful that they didn't do it. I
Oh
guess.
god, yeah. They could have just done green screen stuff. Like they did
Ugh.
have a bit of stock footage of the shark, which is quite obvious, but whatever. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't say anything negative about this film.
Really?
Like everything, like the shark looks fine to me. A lot of people I've met say that's not scary because
Yeah.
of the rubber shark.
I gotta admit, I was like,
Because it's too it's too dopey.
it's saying Allah. No, yeah, well, like that scene. I got to admit, I kind of laughed a bit, and we made a bit of fun of it when we were watching it 11 years ago now. God, 2006 was 11 years ago. It's crazy.
Don't remind me.
Oh well, sorry. But yeah, it was just like we kind of laughed at it because it was just so crazy and that it. Yeah, I mean, like now that's the problem. You gotta like watch a film like in the context of the year it was.
Yeah.
In the mindset, be like, okay,
You couldn't.
well, not everything that's come since then.
Because in the 90s, that's when CGI ramped up. Like
Yeah, I'm used to
Park.
seeing someone dodging bullets here.
Exactly.
I can't see this stupid shark.
The shark's
trying
not
to attack
dodging
the boat.
bullets.
Yeah.
It's a rubber thing going
No,
through the water.
no.
But I think that's why. I think the only reason why people say that is because they didn't either grow up with it, they didn't
Yeah.
see it as a child, and they couldn't make
Yeah.
that comparison. Like if I was to show someone in their 20s now Jaws, they'd be like, "Wow, that looks
Shocking.
stupid."
Yeah. Shocking
But
is
it's
in
obviously
bad.
a
Shockingly
rubber
bad,
shark. But that's my favorite film, and that's the personal connection. I can look past
Okay.
those old flaws because I like that era
Yeah.
in
Do you think
general and in filmmaking.
Do you think? And what about the like the finale? You know, the way to kill the shark is with the explosion thing. That
I was fine with
you
it.
just believe it? Because did MythBusters prove that couldn't happen? I think they were like, yeah, it has to be like you can't shoot the bullet into it; it doesn't blow up like that. Or something.
No, I don't think they. I think they said the bullet would stop as well in the water.
Yeah, something
Like it
that.
wouldn't have enough
Yeah.
pressure.
But you're willing to look beyond that.
Yeah, I think that's a
such
great
flawless
scene.
film. Yeah.
Yep, I'm fine with that. I think
Okay.
it's a good way to kill off a giant shark as well. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any other real cool actiony way of killing it off. I mean,
No,
throwing a
that's,
grenade
yeah,
into
no,
its mouth or
it's definitely. I think that it's kind of like the way the film is kind of the only way it could have been. If that makes
Yeah,
sense, like
it's
there's
like
no
Star
other way
Wars.
to change it, kind of thing.
it's like Star Wars episode.
Well, but I mean, George Lucas is still changing Star Wars. He cuts it up every few years. But Jaws is kind of like there's like the one version of it, and it follows
Yes.
that story. So, and that's why Steven Spielberg's a master because he just got it down.
He doesn't change stuff.
No, he just
He just lets it sleep.
get it down. Yeah,
George Lucas lives in the cycle, touches his old stuff.
yeah. Touches. That's yeah. George
You
Lucas.
went there, not me.
Well, you phrased it really badly. But yeah, what about? All right, so
Give me more questions.
yeah, I'm just trying to think.
I mean,
because-
what's stopping you from watching it again? Do you think?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like, you
think-
haven't pushed me over the line yet. You haven't like.
Do
You
you
haven't,
think
sh-
it's
I'm
a
on
bit
the
of a chore?
precipice.
Do you think it's a bit of a chore?
I think
watching
the
again?
problem is that we have come too far. Like we're now, what is it, 42 years old it is now. I just don't know if I can sit through it. Like watching Jaws 4 just before was excruciating.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
that,
it's like,
that wouldn't
oh.
have helped at all, Nathan.
The pacing.
that was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to help at all. But I think
Yeah.
Jaws can only be watched during summer, though. So
Yeah.
I think now is a good time to watch it.
Yeah.
Don't watch it during winter. It's the perfect summer film, honestly.
Okay.
I watched it before flying overseas in a
Yeah.
jet, and I was very scared
Yeah.
because water is above you,
Yeah.
not below you.
Well, I think it's very psychological in that it's the fear of, people, a lot of people have genuine fear of sharks. Like I still have, like I just think about going into the water. Even the last time we went on Australia Day, you just have that thing of like, what if there's a shark?
Yeah,
It could kill
the
me.
sharks can.
Like I will get killed if there's a shark
Sharks
here.
can get you.
And you see that video of the sharks in the waves, like going through. It's like a real fear. So that I think that's what he got right is that he got that universal fear that everyone's afraid of sharks.
Because you could look at the sky and to see the water.
Yeah, and you're
Dunk
you're a
under,
goner.
and there could
Yeah.
be a shark
and you're a
right there.
goner. And
You're
especially
dead.
in Australia, great white sharks, we're like
so
surrounded
apparent.
them. And the thing with sharks is like I make that joke about like you could be a vegan all your life and like have treat animals, and if you go in the water, a shark's not going to care. It's still going to
Yeah.
kill you. So it's like it's just so untamed nature.
Yeah, that's the easy thing about Jaws is because it's set in summer. People go in the water. It's the perfect
Yeah.
trap
Yeah,
and the perfect beginning for this villain
yeah.
who is a shark. You wouldn't set Jaws in the winter time.
No, because no one goes
Like
to the
Jaws
beach.
the Revenge.
Was that set? Oh yeah, well it's like the
snowing.
off season.
No one's in the
We're not
water.
going
Only the,
to.
only the
Yeah,
one
well, it's
cop
Christmas
goes
time,
in.
so it is their winter. Yeah,
Exactly. But in the first Jaws, it's summer. Everyone's flocking in. That's why it's a good summer film because you watch it and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the beach.
Let's not talk
now.
about Jaws 4 unless we
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
do
save it. We'll save it for
we'll
another
maybe
day.
do a cast on it. Yeah.
So I'd recommend watching it
Yeah.
soon during summer.
Sooner
before it's over.
rather than later.
By yourself or with me if you want. That's fine.
We could have a Jaws.
Go
screen.
into it thinking that you're going to watch a great adventure story. Just imagine it. You're on a fishing trip with a couple of some of your closest mates. Antics are going to happen. No one's going to die though.
Well,
But
maybe.
It's going to be
there's a chance of it happening.
It's going to be a
And
great
that's the
boys'
suspense,
adventure.
yeah.
A lot of suspense, a lot of guessing, back and forth between politics, which you stated before.
Yeah, there's more to. I think it's more to it than it's not just a dumb a film about a shark. There's all these underlying things that you can look out for.
Balancing.
Yeah. And then even like a husband and wife cheating on each other, which did get cut out of the film. But.
Yeah, but if you read the book, I mean, that's pretty deep, and you learn about the islands. The people really do need it. People live off just over what they make. So you can kind of get where the mayor's coming from, but at the same time, you're rooting for Brody anyway. Like he's the hero.
You want that shark
He
killed.
knows what's up. You want that shark killed.
Yeah.
Shark's ruthless.
Yeah.
You know, his friends, his family.
Does it kill children? Does it eat children in the film, or was that
Yes,
fake?
it does eat one children.
One children
And a dog as well.
Amazing. Okay, well that's the thing. So the shark it won't even discriminate if you're a child or a.
That's what's good. No one's safe, and that's what I like about
You're gonna
horror
get
films
eaten.
like that.
You're gonna get eaten.
I like horror films where everyone's dying.
All right, okay.
Even unfortunately, even dogs.
I think I might watch it tomorrow. Maybe because we do have a night out tonight.
Ooh.
Chris G, our friend, we've now mentioned twice already in this same app.
true.
A good friend of ours. May have him on the show one day.
We have a light night out in the city.
With a little light now. We're doing we could do, you know what we could do with him?
Exploring some
We could
bars.
do at World's End, because that's where he's got the idea. What he does, every birthday, we try and do 12 bars, 12 pubs that we go around to. We've only got to about 8 or 9 is our record. We've never got that last 12.
My record is 11.
Did you guys carry on?
Sam and I did 11.
Oh, damn.
We went to Ding Dong Lounge and left at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, wow.
That was that. That's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so we...
Bad morning.
So
but
with that backstory, if I'm not completely destroyed tomorrow, if I can wake up with some sense of, like, sobriety...
We might watch Jaws.
We'll watch Jaws, yeah. I think you've sold me on it. It's... Yeah, you got to put... I think the problem with it is, and probably what I'm going to say with Annie Hall, because Annie Hall came out in 1977.
Oh,
it actually...
very good.
I'll give you a pre-fun fact. A little precursor. It beat Star Wars to the Oscar that year. It won the Best Film Oscar. It won a lot of Oscars.
Really?
And it beat Star Wars to a lot of them. So put that in your brain and think about it for next week. You have to watch it. You have to promise. Can you promise me on recording that you're going to watch it?
I'll watch Annie Hall now. That is a shock. I thought Star Wars would have swept because it was just such a big.
Yeah.
But A Force Awakens didn't.
No, well, because big films like that now are kind of snubbed from the Oscars.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars is never like Star Wars was like it was a shot, but Annie Hall.
It's not like a Golden Globe. I think because it's a trilogy.
Well, see, I think Annie Hall is my favorite film. I think it's like the best film.
We'll
So
get to
I'm
that.
ready
We'll get to that.
I'm ready next week to sit
Yeah.
down with you and hash
Just
it out.
imagine Annie Hall and Woody Allen on a boat hunting a shark. That's kind of how it is.
Okay, and that's Jaws.
And yeah, that's Jaws. I hope I've sold you on it. I hope I've sold.
I enjoy.
I hope
enjoyed
everyone
your
out
review.
there is going to go back and watch it.
Yeah. You just go back and relive it because it is. I guess like it's undisputably a classic. It is undisputably.
If you think what's the best Jaws? What's the best shark film?
I don't know if that's the question you'd ask.
No,
Probably
but
just the best.
you tell me like what's your best shark film?
But even it's kind of like in the.
Jaws
You know
is
what?
it.
It's like
nothing can beat Jaws.
You know,
as a shark
like
film.
The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Yeah.
Which is that was probably like the same kind of film when nature is striking back and attacking.
And
So
people would have been scared of birds.
and that was considered one of like a really great film, but it kind of just abruptly ends. So Jaws is kind of like it's got that kind of nature attacks, but with a perfect film structure. And
Yeah.
that's why it's so good. So it's turned out to me being the salesman of this film. How did that happen?
I've
Yeah, so
done
you
the
got me
old
excited. You got
switcheroo,
me.
mate.
You got
I got
me selling
you
it.
enthused, and now you're
Yeah.
trying to sell me. But I already know that you're going to watch it again.
No, I will watch it if I'm alive by tomorrow. Because we do have to do St Kilda Festival tomorrow. Shout out to St Kilda Festival. You know what we could do?
Free entry, please.
There's a YouTube series where they speed up movies to 2 minutes. So we may put that link up, so you can watch Jaws in 2 minutes.
We might have previously done Jaws already, maybe.
Well, it's a familiar voice.
People-
It's a familiar voice that does the narrating. I don't know who it is, but
It's someone in the office.
Well, I don't know. I don't
comes
know. I don't
in-
know where this
he comes
comes
in-
from. Well, I don't even know.
Does it for 2 minutes and then walks out. That's his job.
Yeah, well, I don't even know who makes it. Okay, because I've just saw it on YouTube. So, but yeah, there's a series where you can watch movies in 2 minutes. So we may have to watch the Jaws.
In 2 minutes.
What about?
And
I'll put the link
real
up.
time.
Yeah, we'll put the link up. And yeah, what would you say? Okay, well, out of 5 stars, would you give it a 5? Is it a
I give it a
5-star
5.
film?
It never meets.
Okay.
There's never a dull moment. I can't think of anything negative about the film.
Okay.
At all. I mean, I'm sure there's people going to say like, "Oh, the shark looks dumb." or pacing is slow, but all the characters you just really root for in their own respect.
I love a good character.
The mystery's there as well. It builds up the shark so much.
I'm ready for it. Okay. Should I rate? I say from my memory of it.
Yeah.
3.5 stars is what I'd give it.
3.5. So
I might bump it up to 4.
We'll talk when we talk about Annie Hall.
Yeah, Annie Hall. I'll rehash it. I'll rehash it.
And then I'll rate Annie Hall.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Go watch Jaws.